everyone, it's Mary. Today I will be filming my December wrap-up, which I don't know when I'm going to upload this video because I have 2 videos to edit and to upload, so this would be the 3rd one. And for the life of me, I cannot find the time to be editing. I found, some time to actually film the video, but again, I have yet to master the skill of just being quick and to the point when I'm explaining what I read, so that I don't have to edit 40 minutes of footage. So eventually I'll get there after who knows how many years of booktube now. But yeah, so I read 4 things in the month of December, and they were all pretty quick reads and, very, I don't want to say cheat reads, but almost, because I have been reading the same, sort of books for ages now. I have like 4 or 5 books on my currently reading shelf, and I'm just not finishing them, which can be a little bit frustrating. I have been reading a lot, but I didn't, I wasn't finishing books. So I thought, it was December, and I thought, well, it's the end of the year. I just want to feel that, that sense of satisfaction that comes from finishing books. So let's just pick books that are very quick and that I can finish easily, especially when I'm very tired and I put, my child to bed, and I have like maybe half an hour or just an hour to get into a story. So let's pick up graphic novels. That was basically my my goal, especially because I have some graphic novels on my shelves that I have to get to, and I purchased them such a long time ago. As the first one that I'm gonna talk about, which is The Arrival by Shaun Tan, which doesn't even fit into the frame. It's a very big one and a very lush sort of graphic novel, because it is a hardback. It's very, I don't know, it's very well published, and it's very big, so the illustrations that are very stunning do have a lot of space to develop. I don't know if you can see this. Anyway, so this, I feel like this has been on booktube for ages. Because I think I purchased this book in 2015 when I had first started, and let me just put this book down. Yeah, but yeah, I finished this. It took me, I think, less than an hour to read. Well, actually read this. The particular thing about this graphic novel is that it doesn't have any words, so it's a silent graphic novel with just pictures, illustrations. So that's a very cool idea, and I've never read another graphic novel such as this one, and I really love the idea that everybody could read this graphic novel. I really enjoy this aspect of it, but after finishing it, I had mixed feelings, because basically every person that I know on booktube that has read this book has absolutely raved about this. I couldn't find one single person that gave this book less than 4 stars. And I didn't quite feel the same about this. Basically, this is the story of a man who leaves behind his family, so his wife and his daughter, to seek fortune. So because in his country things are not going that well, so he decides to go on a journey to find a job and to find fortune for basically for his family, and during this journey he actually meets people, and he experiences I would say the problems of being in a different country, not knowing the language, not knowing the culture. And this is, I think it's it's beautifully done, and it's sort of, I wouldn't say magical realism, but it's the country in which the man goes is actually pretty out of the ordinary. So it has like weird sort of creatures that are like animals, and it's a very weird buildings and stuff, and that is just to reinforce the idea that a different country feels like like another world, basically. So I really love this aspect of it. But other than that, I felt like it was a bit underdeveloped. I feel like you have a glimpse of the person that he meets, because that was very nice. He would talk to someone, and that someone would explain or would tell his or her own story to him. I just thought that it could have so many possibilities to develop, like a bigger story, a richer story, and it didn't. It was quite quick, I would say. It was, you know, it really resolved itself in a very, you know, short period of time. That's how I felt. I read that the author spent 4 years on this graphic novel, so I'm like, wow, he spent so much time, and it's just so quick, and it's just over so quickly. So I don't know if it was just me. The illustrations were beautiful. I could, you know, show you something else from here. The illustrations were beautiful, but I just felt like I didn't particularly enjoy the ending. It was a nice read. I liked it, but I wouldn't say that it's the best graphic novel I've ever read, which is something that I've seen people saying about this book. So this one. Then I decided to reread. This sort of project is something that I've been thinking about these past years, that I wanted to reread the books that I loved and enjoyed, and then I kept from when I was a little girl and a teenager. So because with my adult books, what I do is that I keep only the books that I enjoy and that I really enjoy, and the others I get rid of. I want to do the same thing basically with my old books that I had as a teenager. I know I could be like attached to them somehow, but I just don't have the space to keep all of these books. I don't know if it's fair because I approached them with an adult eye, but I still feel like I can enjoy, YA or middle grade books even as an adult. I read the Facts and Fictions of Minna Pratt by Patricia MacLachlan. I think it's a middle grade book. It talks about a little girl. She plays the cello, and she has like sort of a quirky family in which her mother is a writer, and she doesn't really pay attention to her or the house, and she has a brother who's quirky as well, and it's just, her everyday life as she goes to music school. And what she wants more in life is to achieve vibrato with the cello. That's just the main thing, the main theme of the whole book. A little bit too much, I thought it was, stressed on. But she meets a new boy that comes into her, her music class, and they become friends, they hang out, and nothing spectacular happens. I just thought it was a nice read, but it was not memorable, and I don't think I'm gonna keep this one. Nice, but nothing spectacular, and yeah, not gonna keep this one. Then I read another graphic novel, which I really enjoyed, and it was The Prince and the Dressmaker by Wang. And yeah, I've seen this on BookTube quite a lot lately, and it was just so nice. I love this kind of books that just fill your heart with joy, and they're very quick to read again, possibly too quick. I found that with the last graphic novels that I read, I felt like they were too quick. I mean, I enjoy a quick read, but it just felt that the story would wrap up. So, not in a rushed kind of way, but almost. And I just wanted to spend more time with these characters since I really enjoyed them. This tells the story of this prince. I think he's the Prince of Belgium, but I'm not sure. But anyway, this prince who has this secret, which basically is that he wants to dress like a princess. He wants these gorgeous big dresses that a prince would not be able to flaunt, publicly. So that's his secret. He finds a dressmaker, so a tailor. Her name is Frances. So he finds Frances, and they they become friends. She's very happy to be making dresses for the prince, and she is gonna keep his secret. But this means that she cannot shine as a dressmaker, which is her dream. So they need to find a way to fulfill their needs, basically. So yeah, this was, again, as I said, a very nice read, a very quick one. And the art style, I did enjoy. There were a lot of beautiful dresses, of course. And what I have to say is that, as I said, I did enjoy the art style, but I'm not 100% sure about this sort of sketchy style, which I feel like it feels, rushed. Like, let me sketch something very quickly. And I love when the drawings are defined and, beautifully neat. That's just my personal preference. And I felt like some of these were a bit sketched. Although, it made sense, and it was a very nice read. So yeah, I definitely recommend this one. The last book that I have to talk about is a real cheat read, because it was the last day of December, and I thought, let's see on my Goodreads goal, on my Goodreads challenge, how many books I have left. Because if I have one book left, then I'm gonna power through, choose a quick book, and just complete the challenge. If I have more than one, then whatever, I'm just not going to complete my challenge. But I checked, and I had one book left, so I was like, okay, I'll just grab a quick one and see how it goes. And I grabbed another graphic novel, which I had just purchased, and it is Heartstopper Volume 1 by Osman. And again, I really enjoy this one. I think it's quite similar in the style and in the tone to the Prince and the Dressmaker that I just talked about. So if you enjoy The Prince and the Dressmaker, definitely pick up this one. Because it's a very, nice and sweet book, and it's very fluffy, I would say. It's the story of Nick, who is very, popular in school. He's openly gay, and he meets and develops a crush for Charlie, who is in the football team, and he's just very caring and sweet, and they instantly become friends. So it's a very, short book. Again, I think I read this one in 20 minutes. Again, too short. I thought I wanted to spend more time with these characters, and I'm glad that there is a volume 2 that I purchased and I'm waiting for. And then a volume 3 is coming out in February, I think. So I'm very happy about that. And again, a very enjoyable one. The art I liked, but this one again feels a bit sketched. Again, as in The Prince and the Dressmaker. Which, it's not that I mind, but I love, as I said, my illustrations to be very neat. So yeah, the only thing I would say that I wanted was a little bit more pining, but that's just how I approach this kind of love stories. I just love pining, and a little bit more drama maybe. But again, this is a very heartwarming read and very fluffy. So I'm glad that I picked this one up. That was it for my December wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you read any of the books that I mentioned, what you thought, especially with The Arrival, because, I want to know if I'm the only one that thought it was not that spectacular. But other than that, I'll talk to you guys very soon, and I'll see you in my next video.